President Trump, I just want to let you know that there are many out there who are paving the way for your return in 2025. The War Room Posse, along with most of the people in this country who have come to their senses, realize the game at play. And I have a lot to say about it as well. Stay tuned. A return to sanity in 2025. That is the road that we are paving. That is the road MAGA is paving, and that is the road that you are seeing play itself out within the mainstream right now. You know what's so wonderful about War Room, and for those who don't know what I'm talking about, if you just picked up this video, from Getter, then you know what I'm talking about. But anybody else, War Room with Steve Bannon is by far going to be the most concentrated amount of information that you must pay attention to if you want to see the game at play carrying itself out. If you want to know what's really going on, that is where you need to go to see the game itself being played out in front of you, usually weeks in advance. Because again, you've seen videos that I've recorded before. I've talked about patterns. It's always in the patterns, and the playbook is always the same. It's always the same divert. It's the same, way they run the stories, the way the stories are repeated in the media. The game at play is there right in front of you if you're willing to look at it. And again, that is the place to go if you want to get the concentrated amount of information in one single day in 4 hours, which you could probably go a 24-hour cycle on this stuff, because everything is happening so fast in real time that it's so hard to keep up with all of it. And again, the purpose of War Room and the purposes of channels like mine is to just kind of shine the spotlight on a lot of the main issues, okay? I'm just doing it from a perspective of just a everyday, honky-tonk, mouth in the South, American citizen, okay? I'm an informed citizen. I know a lot about this game because I've been following this game for 20 plus years. But the thing about it is that the game is being played out right in front of you right now. You're making the major impact, which a lot of people say, no, this is just the way that it was going to turn eventually. No. If everybody just sat on the couch at home with their 28-ounce bag of Doritos and their 2-liter Coca-Cola and did nothing, there would be nothing. That's what we did for 20-something years. It was only more recently that people started feeling this right at their front doorstep. And a lot of times that's what it takes. I'm just trying to unite the country and get people aware of what's going on before that happens. You see, we don't need to be sitting here and waiting for shit to happen when we could be proactive and changing the game at play. Now, the other day, Representative Mike Johnson received the speakership. Now, there's this big, huge push within the media saying that he's the guy, he's the good guy, oh, that's our guy, blah, 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 until he brought up the Bible. Now, there are some people that follow my channel that know exactly what it is that I feel and how it is I feel. I don't look at the Bible simply as the answer. I look at it as a clue, not the solution. I look at the Quran as a clue. I look at the Upanishads as a clue. I look at all of these things as a clue. Because the answer, my friends, actually is within you. Because the answer lives within you. You're a creator being. You have the ability of God at your fingertips. You have the ability to do the right thing or the ability to do the wrong thing. The choice is always yours. And deep down, all of us know what the right thing is, because we feel it. We know what we don't like happening to us. So if we don't like it happening to us, more than likely other people don't like it happening to them as well. You see, it's one of those things. It's like we've confused everybody. We've played this game for so long and tried to manipulate both sides of the ticket, Democrat, Republican, whatever party or camp you align yourself with. I'm telling you, they don't matter. What matters is what's going on in here, what's actually here, because this is real. All this shit out in the open that they keep dangling in front of you, all of the tags, the labelings, the advertising, everything is a sponsorship. Everything is trying to sell you something. There's flashy things here, flashy things there, all created for a distraction at your pleasure. It's when you start to tighten things up, when you narrow everything, when you understand and sit in the classroom of the silence sometimes and just think about what's really going on, you and I will both come to the same conclusions. I would bet 100 times over. because we're not that much different. And that is the thing that Biden should have been doing, and every other president before them is saying, hey, not that different. Because we're not. America is a melting pot, and people who are raised in this country, in a specific city or whatnot, carry the culture and lifestyle of that city. That's what makes America so great. You could go to a city and then you can pick up the things of that city, the foods of that city, the culture of that city. We've turned America and we've turned the world into this thing like, oh, no, everything must be all inclusive. Everything must be exactly the same. Who the fuck wants that? Okay? The whole purpose of visiting another country or visiting another culture is to feel what it's like to live in that culture. Okay? That's the beauty of life, is its diversity. Not this conformity thing that they're trying to do to all of us. I'm saying there's a wake-up call that needs to happen to America, and I'm the one trying to help unite us. I don't care the label you hide yourself, the mask you try to put on, because all these fuckers in Washington, D.C. have been putting on masks for years, pretending to be something that they're not. The whole labeling, Democrat. You just watched the vote the other day when they say Hakeem Jeffries and somebody said, Hakeem Jeffries. It's all fucking games and stupidness. It's so retarded. But yet, this is the shit that carries out every single day. And the media reports on it as if this is real and that has any relation to anything you and I are dealing with. It doesn't. These people work for other people. Who they work for is the question I've always wanted to know. Because once you find out who these people are working for, then you can go look at their votes and say, oh, that makes sense. That's why that son of a bitch, just run to roll that into an omnibus package. You don't want the people seeing that. Put all that woke bullshit into those bills. That's what I'm saying. We're going to wake up to all this. This is all going to come to a head here real soon. And you can see the blowback that is happening right now, my friends. You can see it. You can feel it. It's in everything that we are doing. It's in everything that we're experiencing. And I'm trying to get the sun out of this thing so it doesn't blind y'all. It's a bright day. But here's the thing. Bottom line, we got to start looking at each other as not that different. We are fighting for this country. Now, I'm praying. When I say I'm praying for what it is that I know to be good in the energy and the creation story that I play out in my life, the way that I carry myself to the world. That matters. And I certainly hope that matters to Mike Johnson as well. You are what you do in the position of speakership. It's not a position that most people want simply because it carries so many hats. And as a person who is a foundation in Christian principles, if that is the book that you're going towards, I know you're going to be a principled man, and I know you're going to do the right thing. But remember, don't claim to be something you're not again, and then do something against what that book basically tells you to do. The people know. Look, we all feel it. We're the same. That's why I keep trying to emphasize. We are not that different. We all feel the same emotions the same way. Maybe some a little bit more adamant than others, but bottom line, we all know what sorrow is. We all know what pain is. We all know what suffering is. Okay? So why would we want to inflict that on the people we claim to represent? Just think about how mad that is. When you start to think about the people that are representing you in your communities right now, take a hard, long look at these people and ask them, is that somebody that truly represents the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions, how I carry us within this community? Does that person truly represent the voice of all these people? You need to ask yourself that question. Why? Because these are the people who are voting on where your money goes every single day. And if your money is not going to the things that help serve you, your community, and this great country, well then you need to get those people out. Look, you can see that we are winning by what's actually happening and the changes that are happening in Washington, D.C. But this does not mean take your foot off the gas by a long shot. No, we need to keep waking more people up and more people up, because the tidal wave is coming. And again, you can see it in the mainstream media's shit in the first thing in the morning. Look at the Morning Joe. If you didn't watch Morning Joe this morning, watch it. 12 minutes or so, or it's a long rant of them not knowing how to handle what's going on here. That was all off the cuff stuff. Oh yeah, I'll just ramble on. It was just nonsense. They don't know what to do. They're trying to figure out a way to poke a hole in this new speaker, this new movement. They're trying to figure out a way to make MAGA, President Trump, or anything associated with making this country's power return back to the people they're doing anything in their position to try to make sure that that does not happen. It's an amazing time to be alive, but it's an amazing time to be alive for one specific reason: what you do. What you do in this moment, how you align your force, where you put, like I told you before, the power that's in your hands, the power of God at your fingertips, the ability to do good, the ability to do bad. That is your choice. You want to know why the world is the way that it is? Because we've allowed it to get this way. All I'm asking you to do now is take ownership of it. Claim your power back. Take control, get involved, and you change the world. The team works when we work together for the common vision. That is what a team is. What you see happening in Washington, D.C. is not a team. They have a lot to prove. And if they don't prove real soon, guess what's going to end up happening? You and I are going to be the ones to suffer. Okay? So the way we change this game is by getting ourselves involved where we live at the local level. Local governments, state governments, those are the people who end up going on to federal governments later. And if these people can be trusted and worked on and understood how the system to make it work for the people that they're representing, there's a go-to person, right? That's what we need to see. We need to see people who actually give a shit about this nation and no other. If you're not America first, then you're not a person that I want representing me. That's just the way it is. You may be a great guy, but if you think that taking care of Israel, Ukraine, whatever other country before your own, that's madness. We don't do that in our families. I don't feed the neighbor's kids and let my own children starve. And if that's what you do, you're a mad person. We don't need people like that representing us. This comes down to, like I said, a return to sanity. We are a country filled with great, smart, and very action-driven people that know what the right thing is. You know what the right thing is. I trust you over the people that are standing in that house right now. Why is that? How could that be? How did this happen? Well, that's what you and I are going to find out. And how we find out is by getting involved where we live. Go down to your local precinct. Go to Project 2025. Look, you could be the next thing that makes this world a better place. Look, I am a person who looks at the world a little differently. You can watch my other videos and get an understanding of kind of like how I see things, but I'm a thinking man. I'm a person who doesn't just accept what is shown in front of me. I believe what it is that I do, okay? I believe in what it is that I know through what it is I have done. Okay, that is how I learn. Now, you may learn a different way, but the thing is that what I see and how I see the world determines how I live my life. And I always believe that if I have a good outlook, and if I know what could be, then I can change it because I, again, have the power of God at my fingertips. And so do you. They don't want you to have that power. They want you to believe you are powerless. But they don't want us getting together. They don't want us working together. They don't want us all vibrating on the same frequency for a common cause. Because you know what happens when that happens? Tidal wave. Those in Congress and within the deep state that are shaken right now, you should be. And again, it's not because anybody's threatening. This is not a threat. We are just thinking. And now we are moving. And now you are scared about that. And I get it. You know how you fix the problem? You come on board with us. You stop fighting this, okay? Because you know this is all horse shit. Who do you work for? Who do you serve? What you do is a determination of who you are. And the masks are all coming off, my friends. They're all coming off right now. We need to know who we got, don't we? And we most certainly don't have the people truly representing us that should be. But maybe it's you. Maybe you're that next person. We'll never know until we see the greatness that comes out of you. And how do you see that greatness? By getting involved. Getting out there, talking about it, being a part of the culture, talking to people at work, talking to people in your local community, your church, anywhere you can, willing to listen. It's one of those times where heroes are made, and the decisions that you make are ultimately going to determine the future that we see. I want to be part of a future that I can be proud of. That I can say I left it for the people behind me much better than I received it. If that's the vision that you want, we're on the same team. How we get there is all up to us. But we're not that much different. We are trying to return this country to a position of sanity, a position where we are self-governed. We have the power. We make the decisions for our future. You get this government regulation shit out of the way. You get this government to a size that's manageable so that we can oversee it a lot better. There's too many hands in the cookie jar playing too many games. And you and I are the ones paying for it and suffering because of it. That has to end. And how it ends is by we getting involved and taking our power back. I'm telling you, you're making the difference. Don't let anybody steer you away from this. We need all hands on deck. We need the foot to the floor, and we not need to keep waking more and more people up. This is the reason why you see that change. It is happening. Be a part of it as well. I want to see you on the battlefield. You have a part to play in this battle. We all do. And it's what we do now that's going to make a difference tomorrow. I promise you, you'll remember this video if you've seen it. And you'll say that guy was right. I made a difference. And now I can see the change. Get out there. Play your part. I will talk with you soon. Thanks, everyone. Peace.